Alright, what is up everybody? Back today with another video, and got another review today. I'm going to run through this one fairly quick. It's a knife I've had for a little while now, and I just realized the other day I never posted a video on this knife. And I'm pretty sure I recorded one, but between me recording it and posting it, it never happened. So, move right into it here. Obviously, a Chaves knife. So this is part of his Redemption series, which is pretty much the production version of his knives. These are produced by Riot Knives. Black G10, Street Scapegoat with a belt finish blade. Like I said, part of the Ultramar series. Pretty simple packaging. Let's bust into it here. And nice and simple on the inside, you get this nice foam pad here that closes down, which really holds the knife in. You get the knife itself, the nice relief cut there to get in, and you get the most useless thing ever, the stock looking pocket clip. Might as well just throw that away. I'd actually practice some heat anodizing on that thing. So anyway, it's a box out of the way, and my backdrop here is totally normal. Definitely not trying to show off my knives while I'm doing this. So here it is. This is, like I said, the Street Scapegoat by Chaves Knives. These knives have been very, very popular over the last year or two that I've noticed. Sell out almost immediately with everything, especially in this Redemption series, because they're pretty well priced in my opinion. This G10 version, I believe, is $310 retail, and the titanium version is $335. Obviously, the titanium version's a little, they command more on the aftermarket market, and they're a little more sought after. Unfortunately, all I could find was a G10 model that wasn't $500. I'll pay a little bit to get a knife I want. Generally, I don't pay ridiculous scalper fees. Moving right into it here. Got a very cool shape on the blade. Holds well. I like the finger cut here on the Redemption Street. It's pretty much the production version of the 229, the Street 229. It's got a finger choil look, but you can't really use it as a finger choil. I did have that one as well, and unfortunately I did not do a review on that one either before I sold it. But I got it, and I liked it so much I got this Scapegoat. And the Scapegoat is a larger knife, and I have larger hands, so I can get a nice 4-finger hold on the Scapegoat without using the finger choil. So I had both of them at the same time, and it was very hard for me to decide which one I wanted to keep. But ultimately, the size on this one is what led me to keep it. Look at the titanium side here. Obviously, the famous pocket clip. And generally, I'm not big on skulls, but I dig this pocket clip. To me, that's just part of the brand, and you got to keep the skull clip on there, man. Dude at work said something the other day, and honestly, he just didn't understand. I was trying to explain, it's kind of the thing with the brand, which they think I'm crazy anyways for what I spend on pocket knives, which, they're not wrong. You can see with the G10 here, you do have a nice texturing there, which feels really good in the hand. On the right hand, you've got a full titanium back spacer. This pocket clip is full titanium. You do have a steel lock bar insert, and you can see it. You've got the screw there, and it measures up very nicely. And I really like all the hardware. It's crowned really nicely there, you can see. Even these pocket clip screws. Also the screws on this side. So I have disassembled this knife and put some lubrication in there, cleaned it pretty good, because I've actually carried this a decent amount. I like to play with my knives some at work. And this one, obviously, it's a very fun to play with. I have seen, I guess, some newer knife people buy these knives because, you know, they're not ridiculous at $300. And this lock bar, obviously on a lock bar knife, if you press down on this lock bar, you cannot deploy the blade. And I have noticed I am left-handed, so generally I'll grab it like this and deploy it, and I have no issues with the lock bar. I can reverse flick, but I got to grab it by the pocket clip here. That's my hold on reverse flick from the left hand. Now, right-handed, you can reverse flick very, very well. That's my preferred method, right hand. But a lot of right-handed people, I guess, they'll put just a little bit of pressure on this lock bar, and then you'll see in some of the forums, people talk about how bad the D10 is on their Chaves knives. So much so to where I think it's like becoming a problem. That's just crazy to me. You spend $300 on a knife like this and you don't know, can't press on the lock bar. But money doesn't mean you're smart. I think we've all learned that at some point. But yeah, this knife, first day I carried it to work, let one of my coworkers look at it. And this guy, being the genius he is, went to see how balanced it was, and he did that, what I just did, right onto the concrete. Real nice guy, man, but that hurt, you know. That hurt. But surprisingly, all it did was scratch the pivot screw just a little bit. I was sure the blade was chipped. But ever since that day, I've carried this knife, and it's held up really well. Super fidgety. Obviously, the action, fantastic. This knife's on bearings. A lot of people do the skiffs on the Chaves knives. Me, personally, when the action is that good, I don't see a point to try to do anything different. I'm not huge on replacing bearings. Maybe that's just me. But on all my knives, with all the modifications I've done, I've never done a set of bearings. That's generally, for me, when you spend that much on a knife, like the Sumo or something, you're getting pretty dang good bearings, you know, compared to $12 bearings. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But seriously, I mean, the action's fantastic. And it's just got a super solid lockup. This is one of those you call a bank vault lockup. You just get that, man, it's just such a satisfying sound, and it locks in place. And it's a really stout feeling knife. It's not extremely thick, but you do have solid pieces of titanium, you know, in the G10 on the other side. And there is no liner on the G10 side. It is solely G10. Your pins here go into the G10. So it makes it a simple construction and a simple disassembling. It's literally these two screws in your pivot. These screw in. See if you can see here. There you go. You can see through the eye hole where one of them comes out. But you do get a stone wash on the titanium there. So even with carry, it hides wear really well. And overall, it's just a super solid knife, especially for the money. You know, if they were $450, wouldn't be that impressed. But for $300, $310, I think you're really getting a lot of knife. And I think there's a reason there's a lot of hype behind these. Also, with the full titanium backspacer and pocket clip, you know, with the heat anodization, it's becoming really popular. You know, there's options. One thing I will say, though, and I have looked, maybe I need to look again. I'm not a huge fan of the G10. I don't mind it. But I've looked at aftermarket options, such as maybe even my Micarta, with as little as I like my Micarta. Or something. I just figured with how many of these they sell and how they sell out instantly, somebody would make some kind of an aftermarket titanium scale or something. But right now, I don't know of anything. So if you know of any aftermarket scales for this knife, please leave a comment on the brand, leave a link, just, you know, hook me up with it. So yeah, that's going to be a quick review here. Quick size comparison to the Hoback Sumo. And then we're going to do one more. We'll do a pair of two. So, a decent sized knife. Very close to the pair of two. That's where it comes on the pair of two. So, Horrible size comparison, I know, but what do you want from me? I guess a decent video, huh? Anyways, that's going to wrap it up. I appreciate everyone watching. Have a good day.